Hi, it's Lauren. I am here with the one and only Amy Lee of Evanescence. How are you doing today?
I'm all right. How are you, Lauren? Thanks for having me.
I'm good. Thank you for joining us. How have you been holding up throughout this craziness that is 2020?
Ups and downs for sure. I feel like just either like manic because something good is happening about the album, or like kind of anxiety, depression, not kind of totally about the state of the world. And just crazy isolation. So definitely like just high highs and low lows.
Yeah, I definitely would say that this year has been an emotional roller coaster for pretty much everybody. So I can
Yeah.
imagine with the album and everything that it's definitely taken a toll. But so speaking of the album, The Bitter Truth is underway. And so you guys have been doing it differently by releasing songs one by one this time around. How has the pandemic and the quarantine and all the shutdowns and everything, how has that affected the plan to release the album in either for the better or for the worse?
It's the biggest thing it's affected is just our process. We've every step of the way kind of just been forced to think different and think outside the box and not fall back on, okay, here's what we do. Which, honestly, especially at first, was cool. Having to think outside the box and having to act in the moment because of something that we can't control just sort of makes you think of new things and work differently and realize, hey, I don't have to be stuck only doing it one way. It can happen a lot of different ways. We'd started the process before lockdown began and we all had to be apart, which is awesome because we were originally thinking like, hey, let's just like go in when we can and then we'll go on tour and then we'll come back and we'll do some more. We have more songs. So we, thank God, we had four of our best ones like done at the beginning. And it was like, okay, we have these. And then we just, it's been two things at once this whole time. Normally we go through a cycle that's like, I am like a cave troll who only is creating and making music and just like kind of shut in anyway. And there is no talking about the album. I don't like to do that very much. Promo, all that is like, keep that out of my space until we have everything ready to go. And then we go into promo mode, and each mode lasts, like a year or more. So at the end of everything, you get burned out kind of. It's like, okay, I'm ready for something else. So this time it's been everything all at once, which has been nice in some ways because it kind of prevents the burnout of one thing or then another. It's nice to go deep into creative, but then like connect with the fans and have that, instant gratification of release and feeling, yes, it's out there and like they like it, whatever. But now that's been going on kind of all year, and we're coming to the end of the album and I'm still writing a little bit more, and we're right kind of at the end of it, but like it's just like everything all at once, and everybody's waiting and it's almost Christmas and I have to hurry up before like everybody is done for the year or something. I don't know. It's been sort of like a pressure couple of weeks for me. But it's sort of, it's funny. It's almost like going to the gym. Like if I will just get in here and like listen to what we have, it makes me feel so good. It's awesome. I love it. And I always just have to sort of have this love hate fight the fear of failure thing, where it's like, I can do this, I can write these lyrics, it's going to be great, and then as soon as they're done I'm so happy, and then we can move on to the next level. But it's like things have to kind of happen as they happen, and we have to work around whatever's going on and who can possibly be here. So it's just been weird. The whole process has been weird. It's been good, bad, horrible, wonderful, crazy. Crazy is probably the best word for it. Hopefully at the end of it, I'm not even saying hopefully, I love our album. I'm really excited about our album, and I can't wait for the whole thing to be done, and I especially can't wait for the whole thing to be out.
Oh, well, neither are we. We're definitely stoked about it. But so, I mean, I guess that this is kind of how it's going to be going forward because we don't know when the end to this is. And
Yep.
One thing a lot of artists have been doing, including yourself, is collaborations because people have just been, dying to have that creative outlet, whether it's their own song or just
Yeah.
working with somebody else.
Yeah.
So, wanted to touch on you did a collaboration with Bring Me the Horizon. How was that experience? And like, what did you take of the song in the end?
It's perfect you brought it up right after that question because I was in this sort of feeling frustrated moment, just like feeling stuck with myself. Like the ball's in my court. I have to do the next thing for the next thing to happen, kind of thing. Um, and I'm busy. I'm in the studio all the time. I don't have time for collaborations right now. And we sort of talked a little bit, you know, about one day it'd be cool to do a collaboration. Um, and it's like, hey, here it is, but we're on like a quick deadline. We had turned around really fast. And I was like, okay, worst time ever. And then I heard the song and it's so good. I love it so much. It just made me instantly really happy. And I knew I had to just like stop what I was doing and pour into it for a minute. And I just took the week and the experience was beautiful. Just going back and forth. There's a little time zone difference. So I'd be doing the bulk of my work and do everything, and be done at night and then go to sleep. And then I got to wake up, in the morning to like instant feedback, like, oh, it's awesome. Do this, do that. It helped me feel, I don't know, beautiful. The song is beautiful. I can't wait for it to come out. I've really been listening to it on repeat. Their whole album is really awesome. But that song, it's always going to have a special place in my heart because I felt like in a moment, like as an artist, when I was stuck, like another artist came along and helped me.
That's so inspiring and so nice. Well, another one of Evanescence's songs that you had collaborations on, including Lizzie Hale, Taylor Momsen, is Use My Voice. That is your latest single. And this marked the first time that you really began opening up about your political and social opinions. Did you find that there were any unexpected or surprising reactions to you deciding to be open?
Uh, reactions are something I don't know. I try not to pour too much into. Um, I Social media is awesome. I'm so grateful for it because I really feel like the ability to speak directly and represent myself without the filter of whatever journalism headlines. I don't know. Um, I really do love having it, but at the same time, I feel like I'm the kind of person that if I wasn't in a band and we didn't have something to promote, that I wouldn't really be on there very much. So I absolutely use it. And especially now when we've had to be apart from our fans, we can't have meet and greets, we can't have concerts, to be able to see them there and connect with them there is it's awesome. But I step away a lot too. I think that right now, it's not that there isn't a reason, but everything is so charged here. We are just fighting. Like this is a country at war with itself. And I hate that. And I don't want to add to the madness. I don't want to be in there screaming. I don't think screaming your opinions from on top of a building is actually going to change anybody's mind. I think what you have to do is try your best to stand for what you believe in, um, do it with respect. For me, I just finally got to a point where it's right and wrong, and there's a lot at stake, so much at stake. Lives are at stake. People are dying. Um, we have to do something, anything. We need change. So whatever I can do to help just like promote the truth and encourage people to vote. I feel like we are not all being represented. And the fact we've been able to use that song to encourage people to vote in general, use your voice, not mine, not somebody else's opinion, speak for yourself, use your voice. Super important. I'm really grateful to have that song.
Amazing. Well, you started working on this song a couple of years ago, but 2020 seems like it's the perfect time for that to come out. What message exactly were you trying to spread with that song? And did you foresee it being so relevant to the times when you were writing it?
It just kept becoming more and more true. It was so weird. Like even down to we got to shooting the music video and there's this shot that we sort of like, oh, are we gonna do this? Like fireworks over the White House. And the next day it happened. Like they were setting off fireworks at the end of the RNC. It was like, oh man, it's real. Like, what is this coming from? I couldn't have scripted that, I don't think. It's just been a wild thing. If you speak up, like there are other people, we are strong when we're together. I feel the power of unity and sisterly love in that song. With my friends to be on there together, just supporting each other in general. When that's what we need. That I'm grateful for that. As one of the biggest things about it, the fact that it really is for me a symbol of unity, of women supporting women and just people supporting people, just us standing together and going, hey, like my voice matters, your voice matters. Let's do this together.
Does it bother you knowing that you have fans that may not share some of your beliefs? And were you worried about losing any of your fan base when you started being more vocal about your own?
It doesn't bother me. I have a lot of people in my life that we all have different beliefs, opinions, backgrounds. I don't think that should stop us from being able to be friends or talk to each other or be family. Same thing with fans. I don't mind if people don't agree with what I believe. Oh, come on, we need to live in a society where it's okay to have differences. We really do, because we all have differences from each other. That's not what's important. What's important is that we can function together with those differences.
I wholeheartedly agree with you. Have you ever experienced an election this polarizing? And do you have any particular message for fans with the election only being a few days away?
I haven't ever. Nothing like this. This is historical for sure. The message I would say is get out and vote early. I went on the first day of early voting here in Tennessee, and I actually waited in line for 2 hours. And then my husband went a few days later thinking maybe it would slow down, and it was an hour and a half. And I've encouraged my family. We've all gone and voted early just to get it out of the way, because there's just so many more people voting this year. The easier we can make it for the workers and the whole system to handle getting everybody's vote to actually count and get in, and just not let it be flooded on election day, or potentially like wait in line all day. I would just go get it done if you can, if it's possible. Early, if you're going in person, just go for it, get it over with.
Well, so you may have some fans who've heard your message and they do want to start getting more involved, but they might not exactly know how. What advice can you give to people who are looking to be more vocal and active, but are afraid to speak up and may need some guidance along the way?
Man, it's representative of so many things beyond elections. But I personally, I have not been a strong political force in any way before this time. This has been a big awakening for me, and I know a lot of other people, to get more involved. And I am going to pay more attention to our local leaders and representation and the things on a smaller level than just thinking about the president. There's a lot of other people that get those people in place and that keep those people in check, and it's all important. I'm just going to start paying a lot more attention to what's going on around me on a smaller level, and try to always be on the side of right, and I don't know, voice when something's wrong.
All right. Well, we can look forward to Evanescence's The Bitter Truth album. When do you have any kind of timeline for the full release of it?
I've been avoiding stamping an official date on it when there's still a little bit of like lyrics and stuff to be done, but I'm really close. I think I'm working on the last one. I'm sort of down to this hard part where it's like choosing what's going on the album proper and all those things. So we're there. I think realistically, like we're gonna have it done this year, but I think it's gonna come out at the top of next year. So more songs coming. I think we're gonna release another one in a few weeks. I'm sure we will. We'll release another. We'll do it for you. Another one's coming out in a few weeks. I have to pick which one.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much, Amy. And everybody get out there and vote. Use your voice.
Yes. Do it.
All right.
Stay safe.